Well, tensions rose in a Duval County courtroom as allegations of shameful behavior and a reckless disregard for the truth were lodged against prosecutors and law enforcement in the high-profile murder trial of Shanna Gardner.
Gardner is facing first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder charges in the death of her ex-husband, Jared Bridegan. Her defense team arguing favorable evidence is being withheld from them. And the lead detective lied on the stand during a bond hearing. The prosecution, though, did not take those allegations lightly, firmly hitting back that they in no way misled the court. Katie Jeffries has been following this case since the very beginning, and she has this report.
What happened in court stems from the bond hearing for Shanna Gardner back in May. In that hearing, the lead detective, Christopher Johns, with the Jacksonville Beach Police Department, testified extensively about text messages between Shanna Gardner and her close friend Kim Jensen, in which the pair talked about funeral potatoes and finding a magician to make Jared Bridegan disappear. Detective Johns also said Jensen reached out to a woman named Susan Lee about a hitman, but testified he thought a colleague may have spoken to her or he would need to review his notes. In court today, the defense brought Susan Lee to testify that she spoke on the phone directly with Detective Johns and told him that the text was part of a joke. Kim Jensen was also brought in to testify, saying her conversations with Shanna Gardner about Jared Bridegan dying were not serious, and the talk of a hitman with Susan Lee was also a joke.
I understand that the word sounds bad, but in the context that it was something that we had joked about for many years before I even knew Shanna.
The defense argued that they should have been provided with more information about the context of Jensen's statements before the bond hearing. But the state attorney's office says the fact that Gardner and Jensen paint the conversations as jokes is already known.
The defense has had this information that is her view or how she is skewing these communications with her best friend. I'm sure once she saw the Arthur hearing and heard the word co-conspirator be using with her name, that's probably the basis for the outrage defense counsel is speaking about.
In his final argument, defense attorney Jose Baez described the behavior of Detective Johns as, quote, textbook lying, end quote, and asked the judge to dismiss the case or reconsider not granting Gardner a bond.
But this is not a mistake. This is not negligence. This is not bad lawyering. This is a pattern, a clear and distinct pattern of trying to skirt justice and the truth.
But the prosecution chided Baez for his handling of the case and holding a public press conference in June, and that this case was about looking at the totality of evidence and not just one conversation.
It stops being a joke when you're talking about it with your friend and then you start reaching out to other people about it. But the court can make your determination of whether you put weight in my argument that that's what it means or defense argument that's not what it means. But in no way did I affirmatively mislead this court or the detective affirmatively mislead this court.
Katie Jeffries, First Coast News, on your side.